Have you had that thought, I've done so much therapy, why am I still stuck binge eating? If that's you, I know you. You're probably very high achieving, you're self-aware, you've read the books, you've done the inner work, and this is still the one thing you can't crack, right? And I know how frustrating that is because I was you. And if that is you, I want you to take a breath with me because I'm gonna walk you through exactly how my client Elisabeth broke free from 16 years of binge eating and being in cognitive behavioral therapy and overcame binge eating in just 6 months of working together. And this is not because she found the perfect meal plan. It's not because she finally hit some ideal amount of willpower or discipline. It's because we stopped treating binge eating like an intellectual and food problem and started treating it like a nervous system problem. So by the end of this video, you're gonna understand why therapy can be helpful, but still not resolve binge eating, and exactly what Elisabeth did to break free. And I'm also gonna teach you an evidence-based tool today that's gonna help you start shifting this from the inside out, okay? And if you're sitting here right now thinking, okay, but I've tried everything, this isn't gonna work for me, stay with me. Because that exact sentence is usually a sign that you've been trying to solve a nervous system problem with logic, and it can't be solved there. And if you're already listening going, I am done with surface level solutions, I want a root cause approach so I can actually break free, then I'll invite you right away just to book a body confidence and food freedom call with me and my team. This is for high achieving women who have done it all, still feel stuck. They're ready to invest their time and energy into overcoming binge eating for good through that root cause methodology. We'll have a conversation about what's driving the patterns keeping you stuck and see whether joining our program and working together is the right fit for you. Link is below. Now let's get into exactly what changed for Elisabeth and exactly what's going to change for you. Step 1, this is not a willpower issue. It's a nervous system and capacity issue, and high achievers are often chronically dysregulated. Elisabeth didn't lack discipline, she didn't lack insight, she didn't lack motivation. She had 16 years of cognitive behavioral therapy, among so many other things. She understood her thoughts, her triggers, her patterns, and she still binged, which is exactly why she felt like she was failing, and I know you do too. Because she kept thinking, I can understand this, so why can't I stop this loop? Let's pause on that because this is the core shift. Binge eating is not a bad choice. It happens when your nervous system has been taxed beyond capacity. And for high achieving women, that taxed beyond capacity state is way more common than most people realize because so many high achieving women are chronically living in hypervigilance. And hypervigilance doesn't always look like I'm living in panic. It looks like someone living in productivity, staying on top of everything. It looks like being the reliable one, the responsible one, the one who can handle it all. It looks like high standards, overthinking, constant self-monitoring, reading the room, trying to do it right, trying not to be a burden, people-pleasing, trying not to fall behind, having extremely high expectations of yourself. And here's the sneaky part. A lot of high achievers, like me, grew up in environments where being on and being the responsible one was the safest option, where performance kept you connected, where being easy, helpful, impressive, successful, low needs kept you safe. So your nervous system learned, don't relax, don't drop the ball, don't get it wrong. And now in adulthood, you're living in a body that is still constantly scanning for threat, conflict, judgment, disappointment, whether it's actually happening or not. So even if your life looks stable on paper, your nervous system can still be running internally like it's in danger. And when you live like that long enough in this state of dysregulation day after day, your system hits a threshold. And at that point, it's always going to reach for the fastest way it knows to regulate, automatically. And for many women, that's food, not because you're weak, but because it's automatic. And this is the part that makes binge eating so confusing, because when you're in that binge eating state, the logical parts of your brain, the I know better part, goes offline. So trying to use willpower in the moment isn't just hard, it's actually neurologically unrealistic and near impossible. So you're relying on a system that cannot do the job you're demanding it to do when you're in survival mode. That's why more logical understanding only gets you so far. So insight is going to help you get more meaning, but that's not going to update your body's patterns or behaviors. And this is the reframe I want you to take with you. Binge eating is an intelligent regulation strategy that your nervous system uses to protect you. It's not random, it's not self-sabotage, it's regulation. And as I said, for a lot of women, this happened and started during a very acute time in your life where you genuinely needed relief to survive. Food helped you numb, food helped you soothe, food helped you get through life. So your nervous system saved that program. So the problem isn't that it shouldn't be there. The problem is that it hasn't been updated for the life that you're living now. So the first step isn't fighting harder. It's not more discipline. It's not trying harder. It's to build capacity and safety so that your system doesn't have to reach for food as the emergency exit. Make sense? So if you're listening to this, as I said, and you're going, okay, this is the first time this has actually made sense, that's exactly what we're going to map out on the Body Confidence and Food Freedom call. Okay, this is for high achievers who have done everything. You are tired of surface level solutions. You want a root cause approach. We'll look at what your nervous system is doing, why the binges are still happening with all of your insight. And we're actually going to talk about what a root cause solution looks like to get you to freedom. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's in the link below. It's not an information gathering session. It's for a call for women who are actually serious about taking action and overcoming these struggles once and for all. Okay, so let's talk about step 2 of what has been missing. So let's now talk about the method that Elisabeth used to break free, the brazen method. We know therapy can be life-changing. It can help you understand your story, patterns, relationships, wounds, but binge eating, especially for high-achieving women, doesn't live in the story. As I said, lives in the nervous system. And that's why someone can spend years getting insight and still binge, because insight is top down and binge eating is bottom up, meaning your body is reacting before your brain can talk you out of it. So if the main approach is, let's help you understand this more, let's get more clear on when this started. If you don't have a tool to support you at 9:30 p.m. when your nervous system is flooded and your logical mind is offline, you're going to keep binge eating. And that's exactly what happened to Elisabeth. As I said, she had 16 years of cognitive behavioral therapy, so she wasn't unaware, she wasn't unmotivated, she wasn't missing information. She was missing a nervous system first process. And that's what we did differently. My brazen method is built on one core truth. You can't change a protective behavior in a nervous system that doesn't feel safe. So instead of starting with food rules, willpower, or more mindset work, we start with safety and capacity, and we work in 3 layers. First, we help your nervous system come out of chronic hypervigilance, so you're not living at an 8 out of 10 all day and then crashing into a binge at night. Second, we work directly with the binge eating part of you that's using this as a protective strategy. So part of you learned a long time ago, this is how we regulate, this is how we survive. And we work with that part of you with compassion, not with shame, not by fighting it. We reparent it, we update this little part software, we teach it new present day strategies for relief that don't cost you your self-trust. And third, we reinforce this new learning until it becomes automatic, because the goal isn't to be good with food. The goal is for your nervous system to not need to binge anymore. We actually stop this cycle at the root. And inside that method, we use very specific evidence-based tools that the nervous system responds to and that work very quickly in the body. One of those tools is EFT, which helps you directly when you're tuned into that trigger. So it's not just talking about change, it's actually reprogramming. So when I say Elisabeth stopped binge eating in 6 months after 16 years of therapy, this is what I really mean. We stopped trying to solve a nervous system problem with logic. We finally gave her nervous system a new blueprint and safety. And in a second, I'm going to show you a short lived exercise with an evidence-based tool so you can actually understand what that feels like in your body, not just understand this in your head. Okay, so let's use an evidence-based tool together. This is EFT. I'm a master certified practitioner of this modality. You're in good hands. All I want you to do is tap where I tap on my body. So mirror me and speak the words out loud after me. So repeat after me. And before we begin, I want you to just rate on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the level of current shame that you feel about this binge eating struggle? We're going to check back in after we do this tapping and see what shifted for you. And you're going to feel some real tangible safety in your nervous system being built, which, as we learned today, is an essential ingredient for freedom on the binge eating journey. So tap and repeat after me. Even though part of me feels a lot of shame about my binge eating struggle, and I've tried so many things to break free, I'm exhausted. I'm learning how to love and forgive myself. And today I learned that binge eating isn't a willpower problem. It's a sign that my nervous system doesn't feel safe. And today I learned the actual ingredients necessary to break free. It's totally understandable that I feel frustrated and discouraged. This has been exhausting. And I felt so much shame. That this is the one part of my life I can't figure out. And it's not my fault. I didn't know that my nervous system played a huge part in this. That this has been a protective strategy to help me to regulate. I didn't know it had so little to do with the food. And now that I know this, I can learn how to build safety within my nervous system. More capacity, more peace, so that I don't have to rely on food as my go-to regulation tool. And I can learn evidence-based tools like this to support me to make this happen. Releasing this shame. I'm not alone. And now that I know what's needed to break free, I'm open to the possibility that this could really happen for me. Beautiful. Take a nice, easy breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And now I want you to just gently look around the room that you're in, take in your environment. This is called orienting. It's another thing that our nervous system needs in order to feel safe. And then I want you to notice what's shifted for you in terms of the shame that you're feeling now, 1 to 10. Where did it lower to? And what subtle shifts are you noticing in your body, whether it be breath or heart rate calming down or quieter thoughts or just more calm overall? Name 1 to 2 shifts you're specifically feeling in your body that communicate to you, I'm feeling safer, I'm regulating. And take a moment to reflect on all that. And then I would love for you to share in the chat. Comments, rather. Okay, let me connect the dots in a nice little summary so that you are not just walking away with more information. You have a clear, informed strategy of how you're going to break free. So, as we learned today, in 6 months, Elisabeth didn't just try harder or use more willpower. We helped her nervous system to come out of chronic hypervigilance and dysregulation. We increased her capacity so she wasn't constantly living in that state that led her to binge eat. So we fixed the source problem. We worked directly with that part of her that was binge eating, not as an enemy, but we reparented that part of her with love and compassion, supported it to update its strategies so that it actually started using real, tangible, evidence-based tools today instead of binge eating as a way to feel safe. Then we reinforced all that learning until it became her new normal. That's what allowed change to stick. And it didn't just change her relationship to food, it changed her dating life, it changed how she handled pressure, it changed her relationship to her body image, allowed her to pass the bar exams. It was really life-changing for her in so many ways, and that's also what my clients find. So if you're done with surface level solutions, you're ready for a root cause approach that targets your nervous system and actually transforms this pattern at the source, then I'll invite you to book a body confidence and food freedom call with me and my team. We'll look at what's driving your binges, what hasn't been addressed even with the years of therapy, and what it would look like to be free of this for good. Link is below, and I want you to know that if you've been holding this all privately and feeling so ashamed, you are not alone, okay? You're not behind, you're not broken. You just need the right targeted tools and approach to finally break free. I'll see you on the call.